gals and music pals. I look a hot mess. I just came in from walking the dog outside. Speaking of, where did she go? Tashi! Come here, Tashi. Come here. Do you want to say hi? She doesn't want to say hi. She wants to eat. So, I hope everybody is having a good day. I hope you're working on your e-learning. I hope you're not getting down because of the weather. I kind of am. I don't like it when it's cold and bleh. But, so today we're going to read about Giuseppe Verdi. And if I mispronounce things, I'm sorry. I went and I even wrote little notes on how to pronounce different things because I have a really hard time with it. But his music is what's playing in the background. And those are actually pictures of him. You can't really see them, but... So he wrote opera, which some of us have probably never heard, and that's okay. Opera is a very formal style of singing, and it's basically a play where all the words, all the lines are sung, and it's very emotional most of the time. They can be serious, they can be funny, they can be dramatic. So, Verdi was a successful farmer and an opera composer. He was born in... Whoa! It was a little louder than I thought it was going to be. He was born in Le Broncola, Italy, in 1813, and he died in Milan, Italy, in 1901. He was the foremost Italian opera composer. Melodies from his arias Aida, La Traviata, Rigoletto, and Il Trovatore are familiar around the world. Come here, Tashi. Whoa, walking. Come here. Sit. Do you want to say hi? Sit. Good girl. You want to hear the composer story too? Oh, no, she wants to wall around mommy. Ah. Okay, you stay. I give pets if you stay still. Or not. Calm down. Calm. Say, there is no calm, Mom. There is no calm. It's the kid's nap time, so she gets free range and gets to run around, and she's a little crazy. Anyway, back to Verdi. On the day in 1814 when the army invaded the tiny Italian village of Le Roncola, Luigia Verdi ran up the bell tower of the town's church. The soldiers attacked everyone in the church except her and the baby she had grabbed on her way. They hid in the tower until the army was gone and it was safe to come down. His mother had saved Giuseppe Verdi's life and part of the history of opera. As an altar boy at the same church a few years later, Verdi was so entranced when he first heard an organ play that he didn't hear the priest telling him what to do. The priest lost his temper and pushed the boy down the stairs. Verdi, when he came to, begged his parents for music lessons. He was the village organist by age 10, and in his teens walked 6 miles, rain or shine, between 2 towns for his organist jobs. One stormy Christmas Eve, he fell into a flooded drainage ditch and had to be rescued. Verdi married his childhood sweetheart, Margareta. He wrote his second opera during a tragic period when his wife and his 2 children fell ill and died. It was supposed to be a comic opera, but perhaps Verdi was too sad to make it lighthearted, for when it was produced, the audience hissed their disapproval. Verdi was disappointed and swore off composing. Then the manager of La Scala Opera House in Milan begged him to write music for a new libretto. Verdi wasn't going to read it, but his eye happened to fall on a page, and he was up all night. By morning, he had the words memorized. The result was his third opera, Nabucco, and this time the roar of approval was so loud that Verdi was frightened. He thought the audience was booing. With later operas such as Aida and La Traviata, the rehearsal halls had to be sealed against thousands wanting early peeks. Verdi cared little what critics thought about his music, but he did want to please the public. The public will stand for anything except boredom. The public was far from bored, and with his riches, Verdi bought a farm in the country. Tashi! Tashi? Okay. You guys want to say hi to Luke? Come say hi. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
It's composer music time. Or composer story time. Alright, go.
Can I watch a movie on my portable DVD?
No, you may not. Go. This is teaching from home when you have children. Tashi! And a dog. Where did I stop? There it is. Verdi cared little what critics thought about his music, but he did want to please the public. The public will stand for anything except boredom. The public was far from bored, and with his riches, Verdi bought a farm in the country. Verdi was probably the only important composer who was also a successful farmer. Using the latest techniques, he grew vegetables, raised livestock, and planted a tree every time he finished another opera. He and his second wife, a famous soprano named Giuseppina, had no children. He loved animals and had cats, parrots, peacocks, and a spaniel named Lulu. There's a picture of a peacock, like the one he had. I actually saw one crossing the street in Spartanburg a couple years ago. Like, just walking across the street with its feathers behind it, and I just was in shock. He often wore a flower in his buttonhole, and the only presents he liked were plants, especially cacti or palms. Verdi liked the simple life. He awoke at 5, walked around his estate, perhaps going for a sail across his lake in a small boat. He liked to read poetry, especially Shakespeare, and history, and he went to bed early. Verdi might also be the only composer who was also a senator. With reluctance, he kept his appointment in the Italian legislature, where his main concern was to put free musical education in the schools. Verdi would not have liked this book. He wanted his music to speak for him, and he thought his life was nobody's business. Once he hid out in a tool shed when a group of fans came to visit. A much-loved figure in Italy, Verdi lived to be 87. His funeral was huge, and everyone sang songs from, of course, operas by Verdi. In our musical notes, it says, the song La Donna Immobile from Rigoletto was kept from the tenor who was to sing it until the day before the dress rehearsal. Tashi, what are you doing? Your shoe's on the couch, puppy. Hey, oh, all that work for that little thing? Okay. It was kept from the tenor who was to sing it until the day before dress rehearsal. Verdi was afraid the song would get around and be whistled all over town once anyone heard it. At its premiere in Cairo, Egypt in 1871, Aida starred live elephants as well as singers. Over 100 years later, Aida is one of the most frequently performed operas at the Metropolitan Opera House in New York, with La Traviata and Rigoletto also in the top 10. And you can actually go online now and watch operas through the Met online because they're closed because of everything going on, and they are sharing their operas online for people to watch at home. So that might be a cool thing for you to do. If you go and watch any of Verdi's operas through the Met online, you need to let me know that you did. So tomorrow we will have our first female composer. This is Clara Schumann, and her music is beautiful. I love her. So we will read about her. Tashi, do you want to come say bye? Come here. She's so confused. So we will read about Miss Clara Schumann tomorrow. I hope everybody works hard on their e-learning. I hope that you're staying healthy and staying safe and staying warm because it's really cold and yucky. It's so cold I can't put my plants out again, and I'm really kind of bummed because I just repotted some of them. I really need to come back to school because I'm mothering the plants to death. But know that we miss you. We hope everybody's doing well, and we really hope we get to see you soon. So, till tomorrow, guys, gals, and music pals.